Hey guys, good afternoon. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I'm taking a quick break because my system just went crazy. So I want to talk about something that is in the media right now. It's about cell phones being removed from classes in school. Everybody has different opinions about it. Everybody has control about it. But I want to talk about something that a lot of adults have not said anything about it, but experts in the field of psychology, behavioral science, excuse me, and securities are talking about it. Now, for me, I've studied behavioral science for 35 years, and it's one of the subject matters that I'm very knowledgeable about. A few years ago, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he asked me a question. You carry a lot of these phones, but you don't use all of its capabilities or aspects. What makes me laugh about Americans, especially industrial nations, is that adults, especially elderly adults, are told to buy these expensive four, five, $600,000 phones, but they only need a $90, $100 phone. They don't need all these expensive do that. But children today are telling parents, and companies are telling kids and young adults they need $1,000 phones and $900 phones and so on and so on. But one thing a lot of parents and adults don't realize is that they're an addict. My wife and I were just talking about it with passion and points of reflection. Americans have, in many cases, like other industrial nations, have become obsessed with phones. These, I got two, three, whatever you want to talk about it. But what really is an established idea is that when people are obsessed and they are unable to sleep, they are totally focused on their phone, that could be a sign of some kind of emotional and mental stress. A lot of people are so obsessed and they are addicted to technology. There's already been proof that people are able to be addicted to technology, especially phones, very easily. I have seen people I know so addicted to phones because what the phones provide in your brain is the same kind of endorphins and the same kind of pleasure, in a sense, that other people can get from smoking, alcohol, and other things. The phones are addictive. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I saw two adults on base walking with their dog, their phones in their face, for about a quarter of a yard away, half a yard away, length until I lost them. The point is, people are so addicted with their phone. I have seen adults in a restaurant talking to each other while looking at the phone. Okay, cool. But when a child, listen to this, okay, when a child asks a question and adults are in their phone more often than not, when you don't characterize that you become an addict, when the child asks you a question and you don't even respond, and if you respond hostilely or irrationally, that shows you have become an addict to that phone. One of the things that is shown, and I've proven to myself and to other people, if you are not an addict, trade your with this, a flip phone. And it's not a data based flip phone. I purposely made it like this. This is only for calls and text. That's it. Why? Because it was stated years ago, before the birth of multi-level technology, that individuals who are catering themselves in their brain to get the thrill, the 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 aspect of fun, they will become con- infused into the technology that they cannot separate themselves. Now, one of the warnings from the Surgeon General is something that is so simple. It's something my grandmother and every grandmother have said. When you become overbearing to something that is controlling your life, you've lost contact. You've lost the parameters of being who you are. What is really sad is that children have become induced because of adults, because of companies, because of commercialization. This is not about capitalism, it's about humanism. I've heard argument in my head by people saying, well, you don't understand. Well, you know what? I carry different phones and multiple phones, but I don't do what you guys do. I don't spend 100 hours a week plus living in their phone. People have forgotten how to survive and talk face to face. A lot of kids and a lot of parents are going back to the simplified mannerism of just regular phone. Regular phone. Why? Because people think $1,000 phone, $400 phone, $800 phone is something you require. You don't require it. Here's the reality. You want to see how bad you are? You want to see how addicted you are? Find somebody who can let you borrow their phone, their flip phone, for 1 week and see for yourself if you can sustain mentally and emotionally and physically and socially for 1 week without getting crazy. Because if you do, you can ask any psychologist and doctors or an expert in behavioral science. They'll say it. There's a good chance you have been addicted to technology. Addiction that is based on your thrill mate aspect is something that is being seen in adults, in which adults are passing it to their kids. When you have kids at the age of 4 or 5 sitting in a cart who could be walking right beside their parents helping them shop, instead they're on their phone because the phone pacifies them. Why don't you talk to your parents and grandparents and ask, how did you pacify me? Many times the most simplified way to pacify a child still works. Why do you need a phone? That's the question I'm asking. Why do you need a phone? Why does a child need a phone? And why do you have to buy a phone that's $1,000? I know how many phones I got. And I know how to use each of my phones and all its capabilities because that's what I do for a living. But the number one phone I still have in my hand is still a flip phone. I've had a flip phone for over 30 years, folks. 30 years. Even though I have a smartphone, I've used everything in the world, from Blackberries to Motorola Razor, the old school Razor, to a modern version of a flip phone. And it's still very useful for me today. So, with the idea of children being banned to have phones in their in school. What is your reason to not support a ban? And if there is a ban or no ban, what are you going to do to help reduce your children's, I would like to say, addiction, but some people will not like that. But what will you do to help reduce your children's usage of devices like this? Now, one of the things that I do, and I like to do it every day, every year, every month. I mean, or every week. I mean, is I have a technology timeout. I take a timeout because that means no game console, no this or that. You know why? Because you forget that if technology goes out or you don't have technology, how would you fix things? How would you do things? The simple thing is, a lot of people don't know. There was a review in a certain thing I was reading a few weeks ago. It says many young adults from 20s to the 30s are unable, excuse me, to cope without a phone, cope without a computer. More than 60% of American young teens and adults cannot write. Like, write. They have to have all this AI and other stuff. They can't write. Maybe higher. But that's the point. Have you guys been so focused on having technology help you, but instead they're not helping you? You're having them take over your decision making, your life, your reasoning, and you're passing it to your children. So, do you think the ban and other things about technology has gone so much south that are you going to change your perspective on how you're going to raise your children and how you're going to raise yourself out of the quagmire of technology dependence? So, what's your answer? Hit me if you think it's wrong to have all these cell phone banning, and do you think you are an addict to your cell phone? If you're not, you tell me why. If you are, tell me why. So for now, take it easy, stay safe, and remember, take a time out, enjoy life, go out, sit down, look at the sky, look at the water, look at the birds, look at the life. Life is beyond this. Okay, so take it easy, stay safe, and for now, enjoy whatever great weather you guys have there.